Good morning and welcome to the channel. It's actually the afternoon. It's another half day. There's a mosquito on the lens. Hold, come on. It is already the afternoon. I just got up here. I had to drive up and pick up materials. That takes some time in and of itself. And I have been away for about 5 days, I think, maybe even longer. By the time you see this video, it might be closer to a week and a half. I had to give my body a bit of a break from all that drywall we hung the previous video. So I am back now, and in the meantime, while I've been away, a bunch of stuff was supposed to have been done, so we're going to go see if it has been done. This video will probably be a bit shorter, as it will just be an update video, but let's go see the progression in the last week. Update number 1. The ruts are a good indication and hint for what this will be. The well has been drilled. So this was done, I think 3 days ago they finished. They put the casing in. Took them a day to drill and a day to put the casing in. I'm not sure how deep it is, but it's on this side of the building, across the laneway. So we'll have to dig a trench underneath the laneway. And there's some big O that's buried somewhere in here where we can run it into the building, into the utility room. So that's the first update. And then the second update will be on this side of the building. Solar panels. So the solar is installed officially. I believe they're 3x3 foot tiles up there for the solar panels, and there's 9 of them. I actually don't quite know all the specs to the solar system, but I'll try and get them for you, and maybe in a later video we can go through that. But the panels are installed. You'll see they're up in that top corner of the roof. That's just to optimize this daylight, sunlight that we'll get from them. Although I'm not sure, these trees here, a few of them might have to come down to optimize that sunlight. But as we go in here, update number 3. And that is, we got the drywall all installed. It's all finished. Well, almost all finished. There's one piece that I ran short of, which is in the closet. That back wall of the closet there. So I'll have to grab one more 10-foot sheet. But other than that, the whole place is done, which is exciting. Update number 4, which you can't feel, but as soon as I stepped in here, I noticed it's about 10 degrees cooler in here than outside, which means the blown in loose fill insulation should be in the attic. Let's go check that out. Oh, and here's the tile we'll be using for the shower surround. 12x24 marble-ish stone looking. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't know. Alright, let's poke our head up in the attic and see.
Yep, looks done to me.
Looks soft enough to play in. But I ain't about that. I believe that's an R60 that they put in with the loose fill, whereas the walls are R22. So it's definitely more insulation in that space. That's because hot air rises, and if you can insulate the ceiling better, you'll stop the heat from rising and pushing through the ceiling. But this is a closer look of the solar system in here. So this is the system here that he installed. I was actually here the day he installed it. He just wasn't finished by the time I left, so I didn't show it in the video, but it only took him a day to install this whole system, including the panels, which is pretty good. We got our batteries down here. I might put something in front of this, like an inch off, just to protect the positive and negative, because if the bottom corners connect somehow, some kid running in with a crowbar, if that short circuits, that would not be good for that person. So it's pretty much done though. It's all installed, and the chances of someone connecting top and bottom are pretty slim, but again, it's just a safety precaution. Those 3 boxes on the wall here, I believe this is the main breaker / where the DC power comes in and runs through. And then we have the inverter and control box. and then the bank of batteries. The electrician will have to come run his wire to connect the solar to the panel, which is just on this side of the room. So we'll have to figure out how to run that. It'll probably be surface mount on the walls, just running it around somehow. It's a little tricky just for code and everything. Things have to be a certain distance away from each other because we also have the propane happening in this corner. So it's basically going to be solar system section, well, water section in the corner, propane on this side, and electrical panel on this side. These walls are still just primed, so I'm probably going to end up painting them before more things go on the wall, so there's less cutting in and work I have to do. But yeah, this is looking great. So we got all that done. So we got the well drilled, we got the solar system set up with the panels, the batteries and inverter and everything, and we got the blown in insulation in the attic. So what's left for me is mudding this entire space. I'm guessing it'll take a week and a bit. I'll probably be caught up on the dry time a little bit. It's supposed to be pretty humid this whole week and raining again, so that will definitely delay the dry time a bit for the mud. Unfortunately, when I did my drywall calculation, I didn't take into consideration me hanging it myself. So I'd calculated to run these sheets horizontally and ended up putting them vertically instead. So as soon as I went off my original plan for running the sheets horizontally, it kind of changed things on this gable end. So I ran out of drywall, or what I anticipated, which basically just means I have 2 more butt seams on this wall, which take a little longer and are more annoying to mud and feather out. And unfortunately I ended up with a seam not in an ideal location, the top right of this window. It's never good to have a seam on the corners of windows or doors because they have a tendency to crack. So I kind of had to put it somewhere, and I chose to put it there because this wall will be broken up with cabinets and shelves. So that pretty much does it for in here in terms of where we're at. And then I forget if I mentioned or not, but they did finish up outside the exterior, the builders of the building. I can go show you that. So some of these battens for the exterior siding were on back order. I forget how long it was, but they came back and did that as well on the back of the building. So all of these battens are done, the siding's done, and they installed the vent up on top of that gable. So the exterior is done minus some landscaping details that they'll do in the future, and I think they'll be putting a deck or patio here where the 2 patio doors are to make use of this space. That's going to do it for today's video. A shorter update video about where we're at, what's happened in the last week while I was away and wasn't able to post any videos. We're looking in pretty good position. We're probably halfway through the utilities being done. Like I said, we still have to hook up the electrical panel to the solar. We still have to run our water lines from the well, our supply lines, hook up the water tank, all these smaller things that will be done hopefully sooner than later. And as for me, what I'm going to do, I'll start the mudding on the inside as most of the drywall is done and ready to go. That will probably be in the future videos, me doing that. But as for this one, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.